spirit and the controller of both. Arjuna argued that religious principles should be given more importance than politics or sociology. But he did not know that knowledge of matter, soul, and the Supreme is even more important than religious formularies. And because he was lacking in that knowledge, he should not have posed himself as a very learned man. As he did not happen to be a very learned man, he was consequently lamenting for something which was unworthy of lamentation. The body is born and is destined to be vanquished today or tomorrow. Therefore, the body is not as important as the soul. One who knows this is actually learned, and for him there is no cause for lamentation, regardless of the condition of the material body.
Yeah. The Supreme Person of Godhead said, while speaking learned words, you are mourning for what is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. So, here Krishna is speaking. This is the first shloka of the Bhagavad Gita, kind of official, because till now Krishna is listening and Arjuna's arguments, and now it's Krishna is taking a role of guru and started teaching Bhagavad Gita. So this is the kind of first verse of Bhagavad Gita. So first thing Krishna says is you're posing as a learned man, but you're not. Indirectly calling him a fool. And why? Because you're mourning for what? It's not worthy of grief. You're mourning for what? That thing. So this is what we do all the time, right? We mourn for something which is not even worth crying for. But we don't mourn for things which are really worth for it. So here Krishna explains the wise lament neither for the living nor for the dead. So wise people, they know what is worthy of grief and what is not worthy of grief. So that's the first lesson of Bhagavad Gita. So we should know what is the difference. Which one to cry, which one to lament, and which one not to lament. Sochati, na sochati. So we should know the difference. So that's the first instruction to Arjuna. And Prabhupada explains here that so knowledge means knowing matter and spirit, and knowing the controller of both. So we should know what is matter and we should know what is spirit, and who is controller of both. So today I thought of, since this shloka talks about matter and spirit, so I want to talk about in general what is matter and what is spirit in this class, and we can have a discussion. So please feel free to have a discussion. This is a more of discussion type. So you can, if you have ideas or if you think we need to discuss, let's discuss on each point. So what is the difference between matter and spirit? So what is the matter, first of all? It's there, but it's open for discussion. What is your definition of matter? Yeah. Fire, earth, water, fire, ether. Yeah. What is that? Shloka?
Five elements.
Anything is a physical property of the matter, like mass.
Yeah, matter, different kinds of matter, right? Earth, water, fire, ether. So anything, what is the general definition of matter?
It's a physical form, basically, and no energy of its own. It's a constituent of so many things. We use it to make a lot of things. Yeah. So it's a physical form with no energy.
Yeah.
Something that can be touched, felt,
Yeah. Well,
seen.
that is a gross matter, but there can be subtle matter also, like air. Not air also, you can touch it.
You can feel it when
You can feel it. But there are some matter like ultra waves and all those things we cannot probably, I don't know, we cannot touch it. We can just receive through some antenna or something like that. But the basic characteristic is it has no life, right? Matter is something dead matter. That's what we learned in school, right? I remember when reading, I don't know what, some biology class or something. There's matter means dead thing, and living thing means is that grows and reproduces and gets old and kind of. So same thing. So matter has no life. It has no consciousness of whatsoever. Has no independent existence. So it doesn't exist independently. It has to be triggered by something, some living being. So this table is there, and you have to move. Somebody has to move. So when anything happen, anything material law we see, the wind and everything, it's moved by something else. Some trigger is going on. If you really go to ultimate cause, that's set up by Krishna ultimately, the whole system. But we do not see. But Krishna just triggered it, and it's just going on perfectly. So ultimately, matter has to be triggered by something conscious, because we know by common sense that matter means dead thing. It cannot move itself. It cannot do anything itself. It has to be. It has to be. It has to be pushed by, acted upon by some living entity, some living force. Just like if you take our own bodies, if the body is dead, it cannot move itself, right? When there is soul, the body is moving, talking, jumping, eating, and all those things. But when there is no soul, when the body is dead, it doesn't do anything. It's just a dead matter, isn't it? Yeah. So matter is also, in one sense, it's eternal, because Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that matter is eternally there, but it's changing. It's not constant thing. It's always changing. You can see I can break this one, I can burn this one. It will convert into smoke energy and thermodynamic energy and all those things. So the matter can be changed from one form to another form. So that's the matter. So it's temporary. By time or by circumstance of time or by circumstance of anything else, it can be changed from one state to another state. Okay? So that's the matter. Or perfect example is this body. Like a dead body, if you see dead bodies, we cannot move it. We cannot. There's nothing happening. It's just decaying by natural process. So, what is spirit or soul? Soul is the source of life, or consciousness, right? So, if there is no soul, there is no consciousness. It's a dead body. It will not move, it cannot do anything. And because of the soul, the body grows, moves, reproduces, gets old, dies, and gets another body in next life. So soul is eternal. How do you know it's eternal? Because it's a consciousness, right? So the consciousness has to be that it's not made up with any material elements. We cannot reproduce. At least no one has done yet. Even if you have dead plant, you cannot inject some chemicals and make it alive. Once plant is dead. So consciousness or soul is beyond matter. It cannot be made up of matter. And the example Bhagavad Gita gives is you compare dead body with living body. So what is not there in the dead body, that is there in the living body. That's what we call as a soul or consciousness. Okay? Any questions?
But this is energy matter or is energy soul?
Energy is matter. It's a different type of energy. There are two types of energy: material energy and spiritual energy. So the soul belongs to spiritual energy. And everything else, whatever we see, is a material energy. So many forms: bhumi, rapo, nalo, earth, water, fire, ether, all different manifestations of this material energy.
So our body will fall under the material energy.
Our body will fall under material energy, and also, but our soul is spiritual energy. So we kind of combination of both. Mind, intelligence, it's all related to material energy. Just the soul is a spiritual energy, which is completely different from matter.
But then when we are into Krishna consciousness, like I've read somewhere, then our even body becomes under the energy of spiritual energy.
Yeah, it can be spiritualized.
Yeah.
The body also can be spiritualized, in the sense that you make that you can convert that into spiritual energy by practicing spiritual
But
Krishna.
then when we are not doing Krishna conscious activities, then is our soul also material energy or the illusion?
No, soul will never be material energy. Soul is always soul,
Even
spiritual
if our
soul.
activities are not spiritual, even
Yeah, yeah. Even if we don't do chant anything, nothing, but still the soul is there. That consciousness, that's still spiritual energy. It will never be. It can never be changed. It's a constitution position is spiritual, so it can never be changed. The soul means consciousness, the person, right? A person, a living person, he can make his choices, he can make decisions. So that only person or soul can do. Matter cannot decide. This cannot decide, I will go and stand there. I don't like here. But I can decide. Spiritual person can decide. But I want to move somewhere. I want to do something else. That free will choice is only belongs to soul, not to the matter. So that's what the difference. The dead matter and the living entity, there's a difference. The soul can feel, soul can experience, soul can think, soul can make a choice. All those things are belongs to the soul, characteristics of soul. The matter is dead thing.
So what bodily part represents soul? Is it brain or brain influence soul? Or is soul a bodily body or no?
Soul is not belong to the body at all. It's completely different from
So
body.
it's not part of the body.
No.
Soul is able to think and
Because of the soul is there within us, the whole brain, body, everything is working. So, also materially, this body, there are two types of bodies, right? Gross body and subtle body. So, gross body is what we see: eyes, legs, and hands and legs, and all those things. This is a gross body. Then, subtle body is the mind, intelligence, and false ego, which we cannot see, but we can experience it. So, because the soul is there, all these they both work. Gross body and subtle body, they both work. You can think, you can make a choice, you can intelligence, you can have ego, false ego or real ego, some ego. So these are all material energies, but still they are working because the soul is there. When the soul is gone, the dead body, mind, brain, you may have all the brain and everything, but nothing will work.
Does the subtle body get moved along with the soul, or does it?
Yes. So in the material world, when it gets the next body, it goes to the next body. The subtle body also goes with that,
Or subtle body goes along?
along with the soul.
But the memory doesn't go, right?
Memory doesn't go. Only the desires and vasanas will go to next body. And Krishna also, Paramatma is there along with us. He will also go with the soul, and he will, based on our desires, we will get that kind of body. So
Mind, does it not include memory, or is it separate from memory?
no, it's separate from memory. Mind is just thinking. So mind is considered another sense, sixth sense. Not in that term, sixth sense, but another sense. So it's a processing and enjoying the feeling, thinking, feeling, willing happens on the mind level.
But feeling is also, we say that soul is feeling, so when we're serving Krishna, soul is feeling happy, or when we are not doing it, soul is feeling. So is it mind feeling or soul feeling?
So, so when you are material, when you engage in material platform, so you're trying to enjoy matter. So when you're trying to enjoy matter, that's on my mental platform, because the mind is there, the matter is there. The soul cannot enjoy matter. So only mind is thinking or feeling that I am enjoying. So to give an example, so you are watching some sports thing. So I am watching a sports thing. So who is really enjoying? So the sports is going on, but the soul, being spiritual, it cannot enjoy anything. There is nothing really for soul to enjoy. But the mind is thinking, okay, now if we get a goal, I'm enjoying, and we make some identification. This is my team. This is their team. So because of that, we are building up. The mind is concocting this happiness, and we feel happy. Again, if they lose it, then we feel distress. So this is all material level.
Similarly, when we are doing some worship and Krishna service and things like, soul is feeling happy. Is the mind also feeling happy?
So when soul feels happy, everything feels happy. Mind, body, senses, everything is satisfied. But that satisfaction is coming from Krishna within, not from external things outside. So when you watch some sports or something, you are depending upon some other external stimuli to make it happy. So more of a chemicals, literally. The adrenaline and all those things pump up and you feel little happy. So when that happens, and for you to be happy again, you need to see some other external stimulation. So you need to see another match, or you will be waiting for some other thing so that you can enjoy or mentally enjoy. But the spirit soul doesn't depend upon anything material at all. So the soul, when I engage in Krishna service, it's on the spiritual platform, and it directly connects to Krishna, and Krishna reciprocates. That's why they get the enjoyment. In the super soul or heart, he will understand that you are trying to serve him. Then he reciprocates by giving you happiness. Okay. Any other questions? Good questions.
Yeah, question like we always not always, we talk about false ego. So, what exactly is it? And is it like something called a true ego also, or
Yeah.
always there the word false ego?
Yeah, ego is there. Ego is so when I say a person means he has to identify himself. Then only is a person, right? Some identification is there. So that identification we call it ego. So that's also very subtle energy. The only way we cannot see it, but the only way is we can feel it. If someone asks you who are you, then you have some identity. I am Indian, or I am Bhaskar, I am this and I am that. So some identity is there. But false ego means the soul, although it's spiritual, it is just trying to identify with the matter. So then, because it's trying to identify with the matter, it's kind of thinking that I am part of this matter. So it's connecting to that matter, and is taking that attributes to himself, thinking that I am a part of this thing. Like I identify with my laptop. This is my laptop. If someone touches, I feel it. Someone comes and breaks it, I feel that I react it, because I think this is part of my identity. So
Sense of belonging is false ego, or you say something belong to you? Or
no, false ego is there for sure. We have ego. When you say false ego, when we identify with material things, although being soul is spiritual, it's identifying material. That's why we call it false ego.
So there is a true ego also?
Yeah, true ego is when you identify that I am the soul, I'm eternal, and I'm trying to connect with Krishna, who is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. Then that connection is that when you identify that way, then it's a real ego, our real identity.
Basically, identifying yourself as a subtle body is more like a true ego.
With the spiritual nature. So when we understand that we do not belong to this material elements or anything, then what am I? Then I'm spirit soul. I belong to spiritual nature. I'm a person. I'm eternal. I'm full of awareness, and then now I need to connect with something, same thing, same spiritual nature, and that is either. So we're all living entities, so we can connect with each other on the spiritual platform, but the ultimate connection is Krishna. It's completely spiritual. So when we connect to Krishna, then we get unlimited happiness because Krishna is reciprocating all the time with us. We can connect with other living entities also, but we are all limited. We are all limited by our own material conditions. You may say, I have my wife, I have my husband, but everyone is under material modes of nature. So we cannot completely connect to with the living entities as much as we want to. But only with Krishna you can completely connect.
But when we talk generally, we talk ego, right? That is like general speaking. That time ego in meaning is completely different. It's like false ego example you said. But in general terms, when we talk,
Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean. Everywhere people talk about false ego.
Yeah,
Nobody talks about true ego. I mean,
Yeah.
what the word is
No,
like.
no,
That has
I have heard in a lecture recently by Brasbihari Prabhu, he was talking exactly when we realize that we are the servant and we are like, I heard one of the Mataji's class that she said, we are in the world but we are not of this world. Like even if we are here, but we do not belong here. So to summarize it, it's very nice. So Brasbihari Prabhu was saying this false ego when we think. In fact, I think he said even if when we say we are this body, it is the false ego, and when we believe we are the soul, it is a true ego.
Yeah.
yeah. But when we talk like business, let's say when we are working, she is very egoistic. If they say that means that lady is so proud of her achievements or something like that.
Yes.
False ego is
Yeah, but that general people never say that as false ego. They call it as ego.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are different meanings of ego. The one you're talking is more of thinking himself much more than what he is basically.
The concept
Capable,
of I am.
anything,
We have the concept
Yeah.
of I am. And that.
So this is the definition of ego. A person's sense of self-esteem or self-importance. Like identity. Who am I? What you're saying ego is, so I do 10% of my work and I just boast myself, I say I did everything, Then he says he has bad ego, something like that. So anyway, that it's belong to the same thing. Self-importance, self-identification is all related to the ego. Self-worth, self-respect, self-conceit, self-image.
Spiritually, then it will be like anybody who thinks themselves as the doer or the controller, they are under the false ego. Because that time you are not thinking yourself as the servant, you are thinking yourself as
Yes.
the master.
So as long as we are in the material associated with the matter, our nature will be, because we are not servant to someone, we want to be controller, we want to be proprietor. So as soon as we want to be associated with matter, I want to take in charge. I want to take control of things. And because you can control, you can do things. I can move things, I can lift things, and I think that I am doing. Associate with, I kind of feel that I am the controlling things. So that gives false identification, and as keeps on going, we keep on increasing that false sense of identity, and that causes problem. for us, because we are continuously identifying. Then we want to retain that false identity. We don't want to lose that identity, because by nature we are soul, we are eternal, uh, we are here for eternity, and we are identifying with matter, and that matter is causing you to, since matter is, everything is temporary, it may, things may not happen the same way as you expect. Then we think that that's then our identity is breaking. So somehow we want to keep it. So we keep trying different things. If this doesn't work, then I will try something else. Or somehow or the other, I want to keep my identity, which is a false identity, is based on the incorrect knowledge. And because of that, all the problems happen. And then envy, jealousy, politics, and lying, cheating, all this comes because we want to keep that identity and we want to retain that at no matter what. So we want to hold on to that one.
And spiritually, question, what's the difference between mind and intelligence? In normal sense. Okay, so I understand the difference between mind and intelligence. Intelligence is like, say, superior knowledge in normal sense. When say someone is intelligent, they're like, they know something better than other people know, like they have more knowledge on a subject matter.
Yeah.
Spiritually, what else?
Yeah, so Bhagavad Gita has little different definition than what we use generally. So that's why when we say ego, mind, they're little different in Bhagavad Gita sense. So mind is basically three functions: thinking, feeling, and willing. So feeling and willing, I want to do this thing. The desires, feelings are like emotions. All these feelings reside in the mind. That's a mental platform. You think about it, you get a desire. Sometimes you cannot control your mind. It is just mind just keeps on racing from one thing to another. It keeps on jumping. Whereas below that is this intelligence. Intelligence is more of a discrimination, more of a choosing right and wrong, more of a weighing this option, that option, like analyzing and all those things.
Intelligence is below the mind or above the mind?
It's above the mind, you can say. Like
Since the intelligence is the boss and the false ego and the mind, they are the servants, so they might keep guarding the false ego at the same time still serving. I don't know all these things, but I'm just saying what I heard. And basically intelligence is the boss and this ego and so false ego and mind false.
So from high level soul, then ego, intelligence, mind, and senses. Senses means body also. So mind kind of dictates the senses. So mind tells, okay, I want to go to movie, then senses will take there. Because the mind is a desire, creates a desire. So that's a very subtle thing. You cannot see the desire, but it's there, right? I mean, that's what it's moving everyone. Desire. Desire to be wealthy, desire to be famous, desire to do these things. So that's the activity of mind. It just keeps on thinking about senses, and that one after another it becomes a kind of a bundle. It becomes a desire, and then we are attached to that desire because we are trying to associate with the matter. So we try to enjoy that matter. So then we pursue to fulfill that desire. We pursue that, and then we make activity. The intelligence is where it makes a plan. Planning, decision, choosing right and wrong, that's intelligence activity. So when we say I want to go to movie, then intelligence plans, okay, what time it is. So that's not thinking or that's not feeling, there's no emotion in a sense for the intelligence. It's kind of making decisions. What is the best way, analyzing, choosing the right versus wrong, what is the fastest way, what is the slowest way, things like that. Where can I buy tickets, and which is can I have discount? And it is all intelligence thing. It's figuring out how to do things.
So, like if you want to go to a movie, mind is feeling to go to movie, and intelligence is telling which theater to go and where.
Yeah,
and by the
mind is telling what to do, and intelligence is saying how to do it. It was
Then they are all serving the false ego, right? Is it the
yes,
other way around then?
because so it depends on our who is controlling, who is on a higher, who is controlling the show. If mind is strong, your mind is strong. He says, "I want to go to movie." That's it. I don't care about intelligence. Intelligent may say, "Hey, tomorrow you have exam, you have to read," but mind is so strong, he will say, "I will go it. I'll go and do it. Forget about exam. If I fail, also I don't care. I will go." So mind is overtaking intelligence.
So probably here there's a little confusion like between again intelligence and soul. Who is telling? Actually, because we say whenever we do something wrong, Krishna from inside tells, don't do the wrong thing, do the right thing. So here intelligence is sounding like Krishna, then don't go for the movie, but study. Because Krishna would have said the same thing, do your duty. So who is it? Is it Krishna or is it our intelligence?
Yes, that's exactly. A lot of times we know that it's wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that we should not. We should not do that. I mean, at that time, but some things.
Some pressure makes us feel.
Yeah, it's,
So-
it's
so
internal
that's what
only. It's all internal,
Krishna
not
says.
external.
Internally, true. But
No,
like
no.
watching a match, right? You
Match.
know that you're losing time.
Losing time,
You
exactly.
get to know the result anyway after 3 years, but you still watch it, right? So
Yeah, it's
that's
all
like
about like
your conscience is telling you not to watch the match. You're still hooked to it. So that's like who's acting when.
So the soul is not doing anything. Soul is not touching anything material at all. Soul is completely independent of material things. It doesn't care match. Soul lives without any material help. If match wins or match dies, boss dies or company dies, it doesn't care. The soul is eternal. But since we are in the material world, we are trying to associate with material things. And the mind is, by nature, we want to enjoy. The soul by itself is a fully conscious, the person, and he wants to have a good time all the time. But because we are so it comes from the top. So ego is the what decides what we are going to do. So in a sense, if we have false ego, then he says, "Okay, I am Indian, I am American. Now I am in America. Let me enjoy." So that's what a false ego is defining. It's kind of defining a high kind of a vision for my life. That's what a false ego is defining, or ego, whether false or real. So once that defines what is my goal, then intelligence figures out. Intelligence says, "Okay, I want to enjoy. Okay, all right. Go to Hawaii, go to Florida, go to Europe." Is figuring out what are the options. Intelligence. And mind is having desires its own. Okay, I want to go to beach. I want to go to mountains. I want to do trekking. I want to do this thing. So mind has all these desires. So sometimes, if you are strong, intelligence should win. Typically, intelligence would say, "Okay, this is good for me, good for my health. Maybe I should go to this trekking or something." But if mind is strong, it may say, "Forget about trekking. You will go to casino." So because it has its own desires, so that desire is strong. So that desire is pulling us, or even senses. Senses means includes the mind also. So it may not have any benefit in going to casino, but mind just want to see lights and just play and have fun a little bit, just enjoyment. So that's what it pulls. It says, "Okay, go and enjoy."
So typically higher one should control the lower one, but
Yes.
we should not do the other way.
Yeah, if you should do other way, then our life is kind of gone, slowly going into downwards. So,
Looks like they're competing against each other who wants to control it.
yeah.
In some cases we listen to what we think is right. In other cases we may ignore what we think is right.
Yeah, exactly. Like we may listen whole thing in Gita, but when we go out, all the mind may take over, just take over. Forget about Gita, forget about Krishna, just go and enjoy. So because our desires are strong, we didn't put hold on the desires. This whole Bhagavad Gita 6th chapter talks about how to control these desires by detachment, by knowledge, by practicing, by controlling one by one, by having a regulated principles, by following higher authority. So these are the techniques to control or control the desires.
That's like willpower.
Practice, willpower,
Willpower practice.
yeah. The knowledge, if you know why we have to do it,
Yeah.
then we will try to make a right choice. But if we never have knowledge, then we will just live in that world forever. So
Maybe finally you need to give to somebody like what is soul, mind, intelligence, brain, functions, who controls what in it.
So, brain is a hardware. So it has a CPU, brain is like a CPU, you can say. The processing in it. But the software is the mind. So software, it decides what to do. So brain itself has no life. It's acted by mind. See that?
The physical form. The subtle body, that's what we hands to the subtle body of mind, intelligence, and false ego, and soul. Those four travel if we move out of the body. That's what we do. Between them, we said soul is kind of a non-doer. It's more like a separate entity, unaffected. But other three may be competing against each other all the time, saying who's controlling. They have different functions. I think I'm not clear on every part's function, but they try to control each other, and depending upon whosoever is strong position.
Yeah. So soul is the main, our identity. That's what we are. That's the main element. Then ego is a connection between spiritual and material. The soul does not deal with the material thing at all. But the ego is a kind of connecting, kind of bridge between matter and spiritual. And that does by identification. The ego is saying, who am I? My identity. Again, I discussed, false ego means if you identify ourselves with the matter, then that's false ego. We identify with American, Indian, male, female, software architect, software developer, software this, businessman, all those things. I'm a very good driver, I own this, I own that. These are all identifications. So this is what ego is defining. The intelligence is the execution, like a planner, and it can analyze, discriminate, make plans, and choose, make decisions. This is intelligence. Mind is what it thinks. It develops desires, and it wants to enjoy. Enjoy means enjoy the senses. So he wants to see things and eat and all those things, touch and all those things. This is what the mind, minding with the help of senses. So that's what we do. If you take any one example, let's say I want to come to Gita program. The soul is there. Because of the soul, all these things are working. Intelligence, mind, false ego, senses, mind, everything. So because the intelligence is saying, okay, let's go to Gita program. Because it knows that there is a value in this program. I can learn something, I can have some benefit. That's the intelligence. If intelligence is in higher position, then it tells mind, okay, now I want to go to program, let's go. Then mind listens. If mind is controlled. If mind is not controlled, it says forget about Gita program, let me go to and watch movie. So although intelligence says that no, this is not good, we want to go to Gita program. But mind is stronger. If mind is not controlled, it will take somewhere else. And intelligence is not doing anything, just there in the background. backdrop. See the example? Then senses, of course, senses are driving and seeing and doing all things to, so whatever the needs, so whatever goals you want to
Like
achieve.
the soul is not a bodily part. It's inside our body, but it's not a bodily part.
No, yeah, it's inside body, but it's not at all connected to body at all.
So, what is the mind a property or is a symptom? Or how is the mind getting created, like in our body? Like, so, soul is a thinker, right? Is the start of thinking, origin of the thinking.
Yeah,
So-
because of the soul we think. Yeah,
Yeah. But where is the mind in our body? Is a bodily part again or not? How is the
body is subtle. We cannot see. We cannot see.
Mind is
Mind is subtle. We cannot see. We don't. We cannot tell where exactly it is. Sometimes we say heart. Sometimes we say mind. The same thing. We cannot see where it is. It is invisible. But we cannot say it is not there because we use mind, right, all the time. So it's very subtle thing. So this is very high tech by Krishna. We cannot imagine how this whole thing is working. We only see the gross body, and we think that it's working. But there are some more things: intelligence, mind, ego. So these are actually running the show. So, you clear?
Yeah, because I did some research on these two, soul and mind,
Okay.
a few years ago, but there are many explanations.
When you do research in the spiritual side or material side?
It's both. So very some ignorant comments like they equate the brain as soul.
So, okay, there's a lot of confusion. Number one thing scientists cannot figure out is what is consciousness. That's the number one mystery, scientists. If you search for what are the top 10 things scientists cannot figure out, this will come in the top 10 for sure. And consciousness. They cannot figure out what is consciousness. We cannot explain what it is, but it is there. Right? We cannot deny it. So scientists say it's a brain about average 100 billion neurons, 80 to 100 billion neurons. One of their theories is these 80 billion neurons somehow they mix and match and chemical reaction and then consciousness comes. And that's their theory. There's no proof of that. If that is the case, there's a dead body, the brain is there, somehow you inject chemical, make a whatever, prove that from brain you can have consciousness. You can never. I told you one example, I think, a long time back. Some University of Manchester, they tried to create this whole brain-like computer. Just like brain creates how it patterns and all those things, how it simulates in our body. They tried to create 1 million. They had 1 million CPUs. They arranged in the University of Manchester, and they tried to create how brain works. But they could create only 1/10 of what brain does, even with 1 million transistor CPUs. So much complicated, so much technology. Even then there's no proof that just by some chemical thing consciousness comes.
Brain functions can be simulated with, as far as we talk about decision making, that would be possible with AI in future because you're like doing statistical data analysis to come to a conclusion. It is possible, but in terms of soul, I think there's no.
Yeah,
no advanced
you can have super duper computer, but you cannot have consciousness in that computer. You can never.
Decision making, the computers will be able to do pretty soon. The way it's moving, but in terms of soul, what scientists are trying is they're trying to measure it as an energy, like not for 100, like not like the first 100 years ago. no one knew what the microwave is, right? That energy was not known, or radar technology was not known because you cannot see the energy, right? Because it's so low in frequency. But then they measured it at some form of energy. Now they have sonars and radars and microwaves, and on the control level you can have microwave in the kitchen, right? So they're still thinking in the lines that soul would be some sort of energy. They'll be able to catch it and measure it and then inject it into a body to make it work. I don't know where they're going, but right now they've not reached anywhere so far.
Yeah, at least till now there is no proof. They're trying, and until proven, it's guilty. so once, but at least for now, whatever we have, Bhagavad Gita is clearly explaining what is the difference, how it works. It makes perfectly sense if you read Gita and if you. So we'll go through these slides, then we can have more discussion. So matter has no life, as we discussed. Matter has no feelings, emotions, wishes, dreams, aspirations, anger, goals, personality. So matter is just dead. Whereas spiritual, soul is a person, right? So when it is soul, living thing, it has feelings, it has emotions, wishes, dreams, goals. Soul wants to succeed, to be happy. That's why everyone is working, because we want better life. We want. So that's a soul's nature, to desire these things. Desires. Soul wants to live forever. Nobody wants to die. Right? That's why we have all the protection. We have life insurance policy, nice security, alarms and all those insurance policy, so that we want to protect.
So anyway lives forever, right?
Anyway lives forever, but because our nature, I'm talking about that nature is there, because we are the soul, we want to live forever, that nature. And we want to see everyone succeed. We want to see everyone succeeding in life. If you see someone coming from poor background, he or she wins highest topper, we feel emotional. We say, wow, that's great. So we want to see things progressive. We want to see love in the society. So that's our nature. That's a person. So it's not just matter, right? That's unique to one person.
So the feeling, these things you said, that's on mind level, right? Why is the soul is having those gross?
No, I'm saying these are the personal attributes, like a soul qualities, what it wants to do. By soul.
Soul is not alone. That's the thing. I think what we were earlier getting is soul is not alone. So soul is always accompanied with mind, everything. So they want it. So the soul common nature is to enjoy. Whether it's doing right or wrong, that's a different thing. Here we are saying soul wants to feel happy, soul wants to be blissful all the time, soul wants to be eternal, soul wants to be in a knowledge situation.
The reason why I'm asking is, like soul, you said it's spiritual by nature, right?
Yeah.
So there is no question of wrong. It enjoys if and only if it is a spiritual path. Is that correct?
It enjoys, it's a full enjoyment.
Yeah.
But it feels that it's enjoying even with matter also. So we think that, otherwise why would anyone do that? Why would someone go to movie? Because they think that I'm going to enjoy.
But you said probably soul that is not on the
Material
bodily
platform. Bodily platform.
Soul is not on the bodily platform, but we are, because it's not on the fully spiritual thing, its nature is to enjoy all the time, whether on spiritual path or material path. So when it's not in the spiritual path, it wants to enjoy in the material path. You cannot stop that enjoyment, nature of enjoyment.
So our soul also got contaminated.
Soul is not contaminated, but because we are being affected by the material thing, we are identifying it incorrectly. It's just like I'm a healthy person, but I get contacted by some virus. I get cold, right? So let's say some disease, I get some skin rashes or something. After a while, I just adjusted to that. I think this is my enjoyment, but that's not its real true enjoyment. When the disease is gone, then he can enjoy better. So similarly, we are trying to, when we try to enjoy in matter, that's not our full blown enjoyment. It's just some shadow enjoyment.
It's like onus is on us to feed the right thing. Then.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, soul has to make its own decisions. No one will make a decision for the soul. Otherwise, soul may guide you, guru may guide you, but still, soul has to make its own decision. It is said that everyone has to fly his own aeroplane. You may have some GPS, like on the, what is that called, tower or something. They may guide you. Go this way and go to this altitude and all those things. But still, you have to be the pilot for your plane. So this body is your plane, and the soul is a pilot. So you have to fly your plane. So are you clear on material enjoyment? So material enjoyment is like a diseased enjoyment. It's not a full enjoyment. We think that we are enjoying.
I understand material enjoyment, I understood that part, but I am confused how soul can get pleasure out of material things.
No, it thinks that it's enjoying. So with the mind is saying I'm enjoying. I feel happy.
So,
And
right, but even when mind is controlling it,
So the lower one is controlling you. Can lower things control even soul also?
yeah. I mean,
Until soul level, the lower things like mind, intelligence, false ego can control soul.
no, control means, so I'm sitting here right now. If I don't do anything, if I just focus on Krishna consciousness, my soul is connected to Krishna, complete spiritual. But my soul can be influenced to get up here and go to movie. And that is done by mind.
Yes.
So because I am going to the movie and enjoying, I'm trying to find enjoy there, it's a wrong place at all. You cannot find enjoyment there because everything is related to matter. So, but mind is saying, all right, I will enjoy, I'm enjoying it. After a while it gets bored, okay, movie, forget about movie, I will go to sports or bar or something. I will enjoy something else. So the mind is attracted by these desires, forcing the soul to go to different places. It can be this body, that can be an animal body, it could be heavenly planets, it could be anything. Soul is being kind of dragged. You remember that picture where the chariot, you have the horses or senses, mind is the rope, intelligence, then ego, and the soul is a passenger. Soul, typically, originally soul has to control everything. Soul has to control the chariot, soul has to control the ropes and horses and everything. But most of the time what happens to us is mind controls, mind desire pulls away. Then soul also gets dragged because soul has no other option, because that's what lower enjoyments, lower nature wants to enjoy.
So as a result, there will be good soul, bad soul also.
Soul will be good or bad.
I mean, soul is beyond good and bad, but because by influence
Yeah.
we act differently.
Yeah.
Karmic reactions, soul.
So if soul is always spiritual, why do we say I am a fallen soul, I am a fallen soul?
Because we say fallen soul is not fallen. Soul is always eternal.
It's actually departed soul.
That is different version
But
of
it's basically saying I'm contaminated by material elements. So the soul can be contaminated. Means soul is not contaminated, but the consciousness that makes us to do wrong choices all the time because of that incorrect knowledge. So I may choose to go here, I may choose to go movie, I may sports, I may choose all those things, trying to find different enjoyments. But the soul does not need to go through all these wrong things.
So kind of soul, we kind of by being controlled by our senses, including mind, we kind of lost the identity of our soul and we made it a material thing.
Yes, exactly. That's the point.
that is dragging us down.
So in an example, disease condition, I'm going and thinking that I'm enjoying. What is wrong? I have skin cancer, I have this problem. That's fine. Still I can enjoy. We get adjusted to that, I'm enjoying. slowly the disease may be spreading, but still we think that we are enjoying. Let me enjoy. But real enjoyment means enjoying a healthy body, like that. So, or another example given is thinking, even though you are inside a prison, you're thinking I'm enjoying. After a while, you get adjusted to prison life. So this is perfect. I have morning, they give me breakfast, I do some work, and I get lunch, and I have TV. And what's wrong here? You may say. But a sane person knows that that's not real enjoyment. So similarly, the one who are self-lies saying that what you're enjoying is very low level. The higher level is when you on the spiritual platform.
Oh, but not everyone has that knowledge, right?
Yes, it's not knowledge, but it is a duty for them, everyone, to find it out.
Realization.
Yeah. Because one who has not have that knowledge, then one who not everyone has access to these, or not everyone has that knowledge or has that realization, right? Because for them, like, the soul is, they might be still trying to do good things, but not the spiritual way.
Yeah. So that's when. So that's every religion, every tradition has some kind of a spiritual path. It may be different level, but it's available all over the world. Any part of thing. So any tradition they want to, if you take any tradition, they want to overcome these material modes. That is common across all. So maybe different levels, maybe different traditions, but as a human being, we need to inquire for that, because we are suffering because of we.
Really like the giving, sorry to interrupt. Like giving, what do you say, diksha. So when you give somebody diksha, and like I was explaining this to my mother, she said we can give it to anybody. I said you can give it to anybody, but what will that person with the do with the money? That will bring it to your karma. So we can say, giving money to a needy Vaishnavi, because there, when I'm saying this particular, there every Sunday one Vaishnavi comes and she is from Ishkon and she sings Krishna songs. So I was telling her, give her money, because whatever she will do, even if she cooks and eats with it, she will first offer it to Krishna. So your money, even if like your 50 rupees giving to a drunkard versus giving to a person who has devoted their life to godly way, you are getting karma. One way you are getting bad karma, and one way you are getting good karma. So the decision is yours. So even as our parents always tell, give money, but we never went beyond give money to whom.
Yeah.
So ritual doesn't mean it has to be just because our parent taught us it not to be the.
Yeah. That's why knowledge. That's why this is a science of soul. This is a spiritual science. It's called. It's not. It's not just stories or something. It's a real based on knowledge and logic and common sense. So it's like a studying any other course in a university.
It's very, very difficult.
So that's what we are trying to somehow educate every Sunday, like adult lessons, right? Like villages, they teach you letters in the one night in the week or something. So same way we are trying to learn here, so that at least in this life we can do something. Okay, we will go to the next one. So the matter is controlled by material laws. So whatever we see, all the matter, like gravity and electromagnetism and nuclear forces and all those things. Whereas soul is beyond all these material laws. Gravity, electromagnetism, soul is beyond all these things. Okay, that's why Krishna says, "Nainam chinnanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha." Soul can never be killed by fire or withered by wind and all those things. Wet by water. The soul is beyond these things. You cannot wet the soul. You cannot burn the soul with weapons or something. So this is the characteristic of soul. And soul never mixes with material modes or material energy. but it can be influenced. Because we are tiny, it can be influenced to do some things. So that's what we were talking about, right? The mind, because of the desires, it will pull the soul to do something which he doesn't want to do it, but he is forced to do because of the desires, excessive attachments. So,
స్పీకర్ సార్ అన్నంలో నీళ్ళు ఉన్నాయేమో చూడవా తిప్పవా ఒకసారి తిప్పున్నాను
so it says,
అది ఆన్లోనే ఉందా తిప్పురా ఆఫ్ చేయమాకు నీళ్ళు లేకపోతే ఉంటే మరి ఆఫ్ ఎందుకు చేశారా
okay, okay.
సారీ
So, what Krishna is saying in this sloka is, why are you worrying about matter? So, Arjuna is worrying about bodies, right? What will happen to this body? What will happen to that body? So, this is what from most of the time we do. We keep worrying about the matter, material energy. We think about, okay, money, we think about this, we think about that. But these are all material energy, which can be there for some time, which cannot be there sometime. And that's how the nature of the material energy nature is it's real, it's but temporary. Just like when I go to movie, yeah, it's real, it's lights and everything, sound and everything is real, but how long can you see that? You cannot see forever, because it's material energy. You cannot correlate to that one. Only for a few years you may think that you are enjoying, but you cannot see for that one. But we are most of the time we are thinking about these material energies. We are thinking about this enjoyment, that enjoyment, which is it's all the temporary. Krishna is saying, if you don't lament on these temporary things. And at the end of this creation, all these material elements, earth, water, fire, everything will be merged into Mahatattva, and that's it, gone. So Mahatattva is when in the creation, all the elements or all the creation are kind of merged into this Mahatattva. So when Mahavishnu, so when Mahavishnu first, when it glances, see Mahatattva is created.
Creational matter.
Yeah, creational matter. It's all mixed, everything, water, earth, fire, everything, kind of condensed form. Then from there, elements come out one by one, and then Brahma uses those elements to create this, architect the whole universe, planetary systems, and heavens and hell, and all. He creates all, architects this universe using those elements from this. So we mostly worry about house, land, and this and that, mostly our bodies and all those things. So these are all going to be, these are destined to be destroyed. Just like our own body, how long can we retain that body? We cannot retain this body forever. But most of the time we worry about our body, right? Oh, I have this problem, I have knee problem, I have this problem, I have that. We keep worrying forever. So what is the point in worrying when it's going to be destroyed? That's what Krishna is saying. The wise never lament for the living, not dead. Wise don't lament for matter. So what is really worth of lamenting is for our soul, because soul is eternal, isn't it? If you really want to lament for something, so you have to lament, okay, what is happening to my soul? What is happening to his soul? So what's happening to her soul? We need to lament, okay, what are you going to do for eternity? How can you raise his consciousness, this soul's consciousness, so that he can take the higher form of body? So that's what the real lamentation should be. So worry about the soul. Soul will be carried out next life. The soul is guaranteed to get next life. So our worry should be, what is going to be my next life? What is my consciousness now, and where will I go with this consciousness? How can I make it better? So when you try to enjoy matter, we call it usually use the term sense gratification. So sense gratification means trying to enjoy the matter. So we are soul, but we are trying to enjoy the matter. Then it's called sense gratification. But this enjoyment is temporary because matter changes for physical laws. When you buy a car, it may last for 10 years. That's how it works. It is not permanent. By laws of nature, it disintegrates and it will be gone. Parts stop working because of the or that use wear and tear. It will be gone. So, but we are trying to enjoy that. We are keeping our hopes, our desires on these temporary things, like a car, house, and this body itself. We are trying to do that, and because of that, we have problem because we are attached to temporary things, and we are lamenting. Attachment means lamenting, sometimes happy, sometimes sad. Then all those things. Somehow you want to get those. Then you play politics and cheating and lying. It can go into any level. So that causes the problem, the whole cycle. Whereas soul gratification means you try to enjoy the spiritual nature, your spiritual nature, not associated with material nature. So Supreme Soul is Krishna, as we discussed. So when you connect with Krishna, then you can connect with him on a spiritual platform without any material things. And Krishna is eternal, and we can have a relationship with Krishna forever. And that relationship, as we learn, is very happy one. So when you say material consciousness and Krishna consciousness, so material consciousness means we are always thinking in terms of matter. I am the body, I am this, I am that, like jobs and wealth and career and politics. You're thinking about all these temporary things, name and fame, prestige, food and body. We're all thinking about all these things all the time. Vehicles, how many movies and all those things. So that's a material consciousness. We are always thinking about that. Whereas Krishna consciousness means you think in terms of soul. You think about what is my nature. Soul is eternal. What am I going to do eternally? Am I going to take another body, or should I go back to Krishna? Should I connect with Krishna? Okay. And what does the self-realization means? So self-realization means
Why are slides going so fast now?
no, because we already discussed this point, I think.
Okay, that's
If you have any questions, we can discuss.
Yeah, it's like going boom, 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 and then like someone is kicking us. So
No.
that's fine, sorry.
No, if you have any questions, we can discuss, because we kind of discuss these things.
Okay.
So what is self-realization means?
Knowing who we are,
Yeah,
and then what is our relation, who is God, and then what is our relationship, our constitutional position as
yeah,
Brahma Bhuta.
yeah, and also not being disturbed by material energy. So right now, it's just overwhelming. Just like an example, if a child, he sees some new toy, he is obsessed with it. He will play and he will sleep with that and he will get up with that. So similarly, we are kind of not with toys, but we are kind of with money and position and power, whatever. We are obsessed by that. So a self-realized person, he is not influenced by these things. When these things come, he knows that this is all material, temporary. I'm not at all. I don't care all these things. I will do my job, as my duty. That's karma yoga. As my duty, whatever comes, whatever goes, that's all. But I'm not going to get attached to those things. I'm not going to develop desires for those things to achieve. I'll just do my duty. So that's the self-realization. So by doing this, self-realized, he is free from lust, free anger, greed, even material happiness, material sadness, loss, gain, name, infamy. So he is beyond all these things. So that's what we call it as a self-realized person, because he is not associating, again, the kind of ego. He is not associating with any of material things, because he knows that he is beyond these things. So then, in that state, he can be truly happy in this material world. And also, he doesn't have any identities like mother, father, male, female, company, status, economic situation, rich, poor, country, Indian, American, and faith, Vaishnava, non-Vaishnava, ISKCON. He is beyond all these things. Religion, sect, eating habits. I am fat, I am thin, I am medium, I have BMI. He is beyond all this material identification. Company titles, I am the architect, I am director, I am this. So these are all material identifications. So self-realized means you are beyond all these things. So then you can really be happy. So why do we need self-realization? Because our attitude towards everything depends upon idea who we are. If we don't know who we are, then we will do whatever we think we are. We define success based on what we think we are. Wealth, attitudes. I develop attitudes based whoever I think I am. If I think I am Indian, then I will develop attitudes like Indian person, Indian mentalities, things like that. Goals and faith, beliefs, thoughts, feelings, career, and relationships is all defined by my identification. So if you don't know who we are, these are all going to be misdirected. So you see the problem?
Even Prabhupada in his lectures, he said so many times that the only thing that differentiates us from the animal is our ability to know ourselves, or the self-realization knowledge.
Yes. So someone might say, what's wrong? I will not have self-realization. I will have just sense gratification. What is wrong? Then all these problems will come up. It's not a full list though. It is. It's endless desires. We just keep on desiring one after another, because we will not find a permanent happiness in anything material. We can never find permanent happiness in anything material. You take an example: car, vehicle, or house, wealth, bank account. Nothing is permanent. You look at the stock market, and one day it goes 1,000 points, and next day it goes 1,500 points down. From last couple of days, it's been going down, right? 400, 500. So, and we want to keep enjoying, then we develop envy because I don't have something what you don't have. So we develop envy, jealousy, then we lust, greed, then the dissatisfaction. If you don't get it, dissatisfaction. If you have, you get pride, greed, more greed. If you don't get anger, illusion. Then ignorance, because of this continuous association with the matter, you get ignorance. Then ownership mentality. You start thinking that this is mine, this is for me to enjoy. Then you develop. Sometimes if you angry against someone, you try to take a revenge. You play politics, and you try to form a group so that everyone can succeed. And lying and cheating and dishonesty. So they're all one after another. It just keeps on rolling. You develop these unhealthy habits. It's just endless. It just keeps on going.
One question that part, like you say, again, subtle body, because we say as mind intelligence and sense of identification, falls ego, and that carries over. So in animal body, they have exactly the same subtle body as we have, right?
Yeah, but it's not developed. So it's a low level form. So if you want to enjoy just the consciousness, if you want to just keep enjoying in this thing, whatever desires it develops. Let's say I just want to eat meat all the time. I like meat. Then all right, you take a tiger body, and then you can have fulfill those desires of eating meat all the time. So that's level of consciousness that tiger has. So that's gross, subtle bodies are only for those kind of things. Okay, where is my food? Where is my?
Has a subtle body which changes when it goes from one body to another? Because
It's like a covering. So if you take ourself or a body as a soul, then his undergarment is like a subtle body, then outer garment is like a gross body.
so like if when a human die, for example, right, so his intelligence, mind,
Ego,
soul, and false ego,
ego,
all
yeah,
goes carried over.
carried to the next body.
Yeah. So if the body is of an animal body,
Yeah.
I mean, then where is the intelligence? Is the intelligence gone completely? Because of course, animal is
No,
not.
because intelligence is reduced to only those things.
Does it get reduced?
It get reduced to the only eating meat or only in the water just swimming. So intelligence is reduced to that.
Oh, so when it comes back, so basically intelligence get added, so other elements still can get added and reduced, is it?
No, intelligence level. So human has certain intelligence level. We can see, we can build, and all those things. But animals have low intelligence in the sense that they can only do certain things, like eating, mating, and defending, like that. So it has the, it's like a undeveloped intelligence, just like a child has a little different level intelligence than we have. It's not that child, when he grows up, he will have full intelligence, but because child in that consciousness, that level, he is different. So
Probably it is also like, falling from the, what do you say, from a certain level. So
Yeah.
if you do not stop only at the tree or at the tiger, or because you have to go through all the 8.4 million species, because human body is the only one when we have the option of either climbing up to back to Godhead, or climb, or at least become a human again, or to degrade ourselves and get to. So human body is the only option where we have the option. But then if we become tiger, we will not have the intelligence. Okay, let me become a good tiger
yeah.
and eat something else than because we will not have that option.
Yes.
So if we have fallen once, we have fallen through all the 8. That is my understanding. I'm just asking.
Yeah, because if you develop our desires to these material things, like I just want to eat, keep eating. Some people just sit in the sofa and just keep eating, whatever, beer and chips and burgers and just that's all. They just keep watching TV for. So, what message they are saying to Krishna is, I like this life. I want to enjoy in this way. So material nature arranges that kind of body, where maybe some animal where you just sit and watch or something and just eat. So he gets that kind of body to enjoy those desires.
So still when saying the body, the person leaves the body, subtle body, not everything get carried over. Like say whatever 100% intelligence may not get carried over. That's what is it, because obviously you're thinking that the entire subtle body get shifted and get a new form of body.
So he will get a body that is suitable for that level of intelligence.
No, I'm understanding what his
Yeah.
question is. Prabhu saying like, if let's say person is 95% intelligence, but he got a body where it needs only 10% of intelligence what this person is having. So, but he takes the body of that 10% intelligent creature. So his 95% did not go. Only like 85% gap is there.
Yeah.
So that is not carried to the next body. That's what he's asking.
Yeah, so it's based on whatever we want to desire to enjoy. So if I want to enjoy meat eating, then I will get a tiger body. But if I say I have another enjoyment also to fly, then first you will get a tiger body. Then after that is done, we go to bird's body so that you can enjoy that
Your
also.
intelligence keeps adjusting itself according to the body, right?
Yeah, intelligence is just a level, right? It's not something like fixed kind of thing. So intelligence is like how much you develop to do something, right?
Even in our, if you see, if we have to eat,
So yeah, intelligence means in terms of self-realization, where you are. So what is your desire level? So, so when you stoop down to lower desires, that means you are not used your intelligence to full extent. So that level of intelligence you carry, because you want to enjoy. If you go to tiger body and suddenly you realize that, oh, I was a human being, then you cannot enjoy. Then you cannot say, what am I doing in this tiger body? This is completely wrong. So Krishna let you maintain that level of intelligence because you want to be in that, desperately you want to be in that body, that level of intelligence.
So let's say I will ask another question related to that. We stooped down and we got a body of a cow, let's say, not cow, let's say monkey. We got down to monkey. But some monkeys will be going around the temple and taking only prasadam. Some monkeys will be going in the wild jungle and doing all sorts of crazy things. So this one has better intelligence and seeing the spiritual path in the past life, so it's reaching out to the temple areas.
Krishna arranges those different things, different situations for different living entities based on their karma and things like that. So just like Bharat Maharaj, when he was deer, he was just loitering around the sages' ashrams. Of course, that deer is special because he could remember past life and everything. But in the case where animals cannot remember past lives, but they have some things, they can be born in a holy dham. Just like some animal, it's said in Vrindavan, monkeys are like they like Krishna, but they like Mayavadis, so they born in that land of area. So it's little complicated. So it desires, qualification, all those things matter. So Krishna gives that type of body so that you can enjoy that to the full extent. And why is he giving this body? Because we want to be in that body. If we just keep saying, I want to play sports all the time, I want to watch sports all the time, Krishna says, all right, if you're qualified, if you did good enough karma, everything qualified, then next life you can be born as a sports player. Or if you're not qualified, you may become an animal, but you may still be animal that kind of play sports or running or whatever, some kind of sports, horse or something like that. So it depends on qualification, desires, all those things.
So intelligence will be adjusted according to the body.
Yeah. So body, it will fine tune to that body.
Intelligence, I think all subtle elements like mind, intelligence,
Yes.
ego, are adjusted to the body what we do.
Yes. Adjust to the body, according to the body, we adjust to that.
Prabhu, I have a question there. The same follow-up question. Let's say one has invested enough self-realization, but not to the level not to the level of merging with Krishna.
Yes.
So then whatever the effort that has put in this current life, whatever that self-realization, the amount of effort, he might have done most of the things correct, but again,
something missed.
there's something missed sort of thing. So how that would be carried?
So that's a great question. So what will happen is, so Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, Arjuna asked the same question, exactly what you're asking. So what will happen to the person who starts but does not finish? So there are two things here. Whenever someone does even little spiritual path to know oneself, that is a credit itself. So in the future, he'll be born as a human being. Krishna will give him some more chance.
Start over from where he left off.
And start over where he left off.
Not like we had to start from scratch.
So it's all about our consciousness. If we develop little bit higher consciousness than normal human being, or towards the higher goal, then Krishna will give a chance to at least human being so that you pursue that goal. But let's take another combination. You try to pursue higher, but then you did a lot of sinful actions. So there will be punishment for sinful actions going to the lower forms of body, like animal, whatever, tiger or some mode of ignorance thing. Once that punishment is done, you come back to human body because you did something in the human body. So you deserve again a second chance. So that is another chance. What do you do there again? Again, if you say you take another 2%, you go higher level. Now your credit is 4%. That's and again whatever sinful actions you did, that again your punishment. But again you come back to human form. So that's why Shastra is saying, why do you have to do all these circles like a monkey? Just finish everything in this life and go back. This is dangerous position, right? I mean, taking a body of tiger or animal is terrible. It's mother tiger just delivers there and that's it. It walks away. I don't know what it does. Then immediately you have to start life immediately. There's no like crawling and then putting teeth. There's no teeth there. And there's nothing there. You have to be protecting yourself from other animals, and it's a terrible life.
Even birds, Prabhuji, they're continuously in so much of fear. They continuously keep moving their head when they're eating. And
Yeah.
if I see them, I feel really terrible, you know. Then
Yeah.
like tiger, at least he thinks he is the king of the jungle or something like that. But the
Yeah.
birds that continually, in a few seconds, they like how many times they move their head just to check whether if anybody is coming to harm them. It's like
Yeah, they're
continuous
always in fear, continuously. So this human life is only like a junction where you have the full opportunity to take advantage. If you miss this one chance, then we don't know. So it's all about consciousness, how much you develop consciousness. So even if you're sitting now one Gita class, that goes into your credit. Then you're guaranteed to be next human life. Well, of course you will get punishment for whatever other things we did. It's not that you'll just human life, you'll get promotion, but it's all balanced out. But still you have human life to further progress. But Shastras recommend, why go through all this trouble? Dedicate this one life. So if you think soul is eternal, right? We have millions of lives. And this is one life. Why not focus on the higher things? So that's what Shastras recommend. Okay, summary. First thing is know yourself. Soul. Read Gita. Let's discuss every week. This is something very serious thing. It's not a weekly entertainment or something. This time is passing. Every second, every minute it's passing. We're getting older. Kids are going to college. So we need to wrap up our business soon here. And we have resources and opportunities, plenty of resources. We have Gita, we have internet, we can read, we can hear, we can listen, kirtans, technology, everything is a perfect time to take full advantage of it. There is nothing stopping us to take full advantage of it. And really, we need to get really, really serious. And this is real. The soul, we already see so many different forms of bodies. Where are they coming from? It's coming from previous life. Even human beings, we see that everyone is different consciousness. Even in this room, every one of us is in different level of consciousness. So where are all this coming from? It's coming from previous body, previous life. So this is a one opportunity to make it right. And the benefit is only happiness. There's no lamentation in the spiritual path. Kevala Ananda Kanda. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says. So there is no loss anywhere. Even if you do little, there's a benefit. It will save you from the horrible type of hellish planets. Okay, any questions? Very good discussion. I really like the discussion. Anything else? So clear? Soul, mind, intelligence, ego, difference. This is a lot of things to cover. Also, a lot of things we need to discuss. Every week we need to discuss these things. I highly recommend to listen Prabhupada lectures. Prabhupada talks a lot about the soul, mind, intelligence, and especially the discussions are very, very good. So all your doubts will be cleared. So you can go to. Do you want to know how to listen to? Right? How to listen to radio? Mahagita.org and radio. Click on the radio. Slow.
Who owns this website, Prabhu?
Who owns? Yeah, it's mine. Mine means Gita groups. I made it around 2006 or something like that. Been just developing and changing some themes and like that. So you can. This is a.
That I am not this body.
Yeah, Prabhupada lectures. You can directly listen. Yeah.
Move little this way.
So all the time is going on,
This is
discussions,
spiritual
everything. So powerful.
So long I am under this bodily concept of life, that I am this body, I am American, I am Indian,
Same topic,
I
whatever
am
you're talking.
Hindu, I am Christian, I am white, I am black, and so on, so on. These are all bodily concepts of life. So long we keep ourselves on this platform, then we are on the material platform. When you understand that I am not this body, that is the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Dehi.
Yeah. So these lectures you can keep listening whole day.
Is there any text that describes what Vaikuntha is like?
What is that? Bro? They
Is there any
describe
text that describes what Vaikuntha is like?
text.
Text, any book or any.
Oh, any book? Oh, Bhagavatam is there. Whole one chapter is Bhagavatam.
Or that describes what Vaikuntha is.
Oh yeah.
Brahma Samhita also.
No, Bhagavatam. What canto is that?
Brahma Samhita, there is only one chapter available, right? I'm not sure if there is another.
At least starting is says slowly, but Bhagavatam has
Vaikuntha.
What people would be doing in Vaikuntha, like.
the fifth canto is there. Fifth canto.
Is it fifth canto, Prabhu? Vaikuntha? Okay.
Now Vaikuntha Brahma total like all planetary systems and how Jambudvipa, all those things are.
No, Vaikuntha also is there.
I just want to see what the Jambudvipa concept is there, is that okay? But I don't know what Vaikuntha is like.
Yeah, Vaikuntha there is a whole one chapter. Let me find out what chapter is that.
Because there's no concept of time on Vaikuntha, right?
No. Yeah, there is nothing material. There is nothing decaying. Everything is spiritual. Everything eternally exists.
Yeah, so like I was just wondering, would there be trees and birds there? Because everybody is a subtle body. Would there be physical elements there or not?
Birds and everything, but they're all spiritual. Everything is conscious, fully conscious. Everything is made up of material, spiritual energy. Everything is fully spiritual. Even the floor and stones, everything is fully conscious.
Okay, like in material world, like birds are supposed to be of less intelligence, right? So if somebody goes, why would they be bird there? I mean,
No, they want to serve Krishna in that mood. So let's say I want to be a bird for Krishna, then he can be
Pleasure.
for Krishna's pleasure. So it depends on how he wants, how you want to connect with Krishna. In whatever mood you want to connect with Krishna, he will give a suitable form. But it doesn't mean that bird is less or anything in the Vaikuntha. Everything is fully conscious. There are no less intelligence for birds, not like that. There, everything has got full spiritual intelligence.
Sukadeva Goswami was Radharani's parrot.
Sukadeva Goswami is what? A parrot. Yes, yes.
So
Okay.
when he spoke Bhagavatam, that's the best one. So
Yeah. What chapter is that? Vaikuntha planets.
I mean, I just wanted to read something about that because it's like the concept of having no time means you do not know for how long whatever you've been doing, right? I mean, if you're
Yeah. Yeah.
say being a tree, you don't know for how many years you have been a tree. I mean, for decades. I mean, from Earth point of view,
Yes.
you could be dreaming because you do not realize anything. Time is changing, right? It's all the same time. It's like if it's 12 o'clock, it's 12 o'clock forever.
Yes.
So I just wanted to see from a spiritual point of view, is there any chapter or book that describes what Vaikuntha is like?
Yeah. Let me. 423.
But now you can send one to it.
423, I think. I'm trying to find out which canto is that.
Bhagavad, Google Bhagavatam description of Vaikuntha, then you will get, right?
here there is no search button on Vedas.
Yeah, that's what.
Description of Vaikuntha.
Three 15, 16, 23. 315. I think third canto. Yeah. 315.
Description of kingdom of God.
Yes, this is the one. Yeah. So this is whole chapter deals with that.
350.
Yeah, in Vaikuntha planets, all the residents are similar in the form of Supreme Godhead. They all engage in devotional service. In Vaikuntha planets, there is Supreme Person of Godhead. In Vaikuntha planets, there are many forests which are auspicious. In the forest, trees are desert trees. So, all the flowers are roots because everything in Vaikuntha planet is spiritual and personal. They fly in aeroplanes, accompanied by their wives. So they also apparently have wives and families, but they're all engaged in Krishna service.
Not the same ones, bro. Not the same ones.
There is no concept of wife and children there, right? I mean,
They have relationship, but they're all spiritual. Everyone is pure devotee there. But still, there is a variety though. One family, one family wants to serve in this way, other family wants to serve in this way. Like even gopis, one group wants to serve Krishna in this way, one group wants to serve Radha Rani, and one group wants to serve that group that serves Radha Rani. And even then, gopis also there are different groups. Like Lalita has her own group. Her way of serving is little different. Radharani's mood is different. Vishaka's mood is different. So everyone is different mood, but they are all serving Krishna.
Like Vrindavan, bro.
Yeah. So there are so much variety in spiritual world, and everything is fully blissful. It's not that one is less or one is more. Everything is wonderful. It is said that in the spiritual world, every word is a song and every step is a dance. It is just Keval Ananda Kanda, nothing else. Vaikuntha itself means there is no misery. So these are all Vaikuntha planets. They have aeroplanes, made up of lapis lazuli, what is it? Lapis lazuli, emerald and gold. You get your own home too there. Vaikuntha, they have a palace made up of ruby and gold, emerald. So they create an environment where everything is available to you. So
I mean, my biggest challenge while thinking was concept of no time is like,
yes,
don't know you're doing what, like, say some bird is singing, they don't know program they're singing, right?
yeah.
Same goes for if you went to sleep and you don't know, you've been sleeping forever, you're not realizing, because there's no concept of time.
Yes, there everything remains fresh. Nothing decays. There is no past, present, or future. Everything is present. It's difficult to imagine, but that's what it is. Here, everything is governed by cycle, day, night, and evening, and all those things. Yeah, 315 years. Yeah, because before this Jaya Vijaya happens, they are describing the Vaikuntha planets, how the Vaikuntha planets is. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. It's a great discussion. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Have a short kirtan.